Well, hello everybody. It is Wednesday night and I am in the kitchen, and tonight we're going to experiment. Yes, I said experiment. So now what happened, I had in my mind I was going to do a peach dump cobbler. And when I got down in my pantry, I only had 2 large cans of peaches. Now my husband loves peaches in his cereal. He cuts them up and eats them in his cereal in the morning with his Cheerios, shredded wheat, whatever. So I didn't want to take the last can of peaches. So I decided that I would use the peach halves I had and a can of plums. If you have ever had a fresh plum cobbler, oh my goodness. When we were growing up, my aunt had a plum tree in her backyard, and they were little purple plums. And in the fall, we would make these plum cobblers with homemade crust. And I'm telling you, the smell, I can still smell it all these years later. So I had a can of plums, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll do half peach, half plum. So we're going to see how this turns out. Now, I got a little cake mix left over from the last one I did, and I want to start putting a little bit of cake mix in the bottom. I thought I was going to be able to do this in an 8x8 pan, but it is just too small. So I got my casserole dish out, as you can see here. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle mix on the bottom, because I wanted to have not only a crust on the top, but I want a little bit of something on the bottom there. Okay. And then I've got another, and actually I'm mixing yellow cake and white cake together because that's what I have. And that's the fun of cooking. You get to experiment, mix things up, and see how they turn out. So I have that on the bottom. And my peaches were whole peaches, so I had to cut those up. And as you can see, I made pretty many peaches. So I'm going to sprinkle these on one side of my dish. And then the plums I'm going to put on the other side. I hope you can see that. I'm going to spread them out. And I'm just going to, let's see, I gotta get I didn't bring my spoon over here, but I have my little trusty knife where I cut these plums and peaches up. So I'm just gonna spread these out over this batter. And you know you're supposed to pour the juice in here. The peach juice is still in the can. So I'm going to pour some of that in here. And I'm not going to use the plum juice because I don't want to mix the juices. So I'm just going to pour this peach juice in here over both of them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand and use the phone. And then I'm going to add some raisins because I like raisins in with my peach cobbler. So I'm just going to add a few raisins. I might put a few more in there because that's not very many. Just enough to kind of enhance it a little bit. I'm sorry, my camera is all over the place. Okay, so now we got that in there. I'm going to add some pumpkin pie seasoning. And I use it because it has everything in it. Your cinnamon, your nutmeg, your cloves is all in this. Wait a minute, I'm going to have to sit down for a second here, guys. guys. Give me a second. Oh, I see what I did. I picked up the one that wasn't open already. I have one in there that is open, so just bear with me a second while I open this up. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're back. All right, so I'm gonna sprinkle some of this cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice mix over the top of this cobbler. Okay. All right, now I'm going to add the rest of my cake mix. I'm going to cover this up. There's a lot of juice in there, so it should be fine. Okay, you see we got it all covered up. And then I've got some melted butter that I'm going to sprinkle on top of this. My oven is already preheated to 350. And I'm going to put this in there and cook it 35 to 45 minutes until this browns. So depending on your oven, you're going to have to kind of judge how long you need to leave it in there. Okay? All right. And when this beauty is all done, this fruity beauty is all done, I'm going to put another video out here and let you guys see it, okay? All righty. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.